Hi guys, back with a new video. We're doing a bit of work in the van today, and there's quite a lot to do actually. There's a few things that need some sorting out, but so far I'm pretty happy with what I've got. Just before we start off, you're going to notice this, and I don't want any complaints. I know there's different views on it. It's absolutely freezing here today, and I'm actually using the portable buddy heater, which is a Mr. Heater product. It's on a low setting, economic setting. I've got my carbon monoxide alarm here. I've actually already done multiple tests with this unit in my house, in my garage, in my shed, and in other enclosed spaces. Luckily, my Nissan Elgrand E51 is pretty spacious. I've got multiple windows open, cracked, the two front windows, and we've got the rear windows here cracked as well. So I'm pretty confident that I'm not going to get carbon monoxide poisoning. So anyway, that's just to kind of give you an overview, as you're going to see that in here. As I said, there's lots of things that need to be done to get this into a sort of overnight stealth camper vehicle that I want it to be. I do intend to bring my family on some of these trips. It won't always be me on my own. But yeah, let's get started. So I think the first basic thing is just some LEDs. Now we do have some decent lighting in here already. There we go. So you can see these have been swapped out with some decent LEDs. It's all good. So we've already got some decent lighting in here. We've got these cool LEDs at the back, built into the ceiling mounted light, which is nice. However, I want to put in some nice strip lighting LED. I think probably going to run them here under the just under the roof panel here on the side. I think that'll be a good place. And yeah, I think most likely I'm just going to power them off a USB panel. I saw one guy who had he had an Nissan Elgrand, it's an E51 like this, and I think what he did is he puts a USB power supply, a little power bank in here, and then just wires everything up and sticks it on. I'm not sure yet. I mean, these are USB products. It's pretty cheap. Just got these off Amazon. I think it's a double pack, so you can have them. You can either connect the two together, or you can, you know, just wire them up separately. Yeah, now initially I'm thinking to just run it off a USB power source, because again, now part of what I'm going to do with this build, I want my build to be semi-portable. And what do I mean by that? Should I say semi-convertible? I want to be able to remove all the items from the vehicle when I need to and when I want to. So if I want to use it as just a normal people carrier, take family or friends around, I can do so. If I want to use it for overnight, I can also have that as well. So pretty much all of the features that I'm going to be installing in here will be something that will have a portability to it, i.e. I can install it temporarily, I can remove it again pretty easily. I may well hardwire or build some, you know, bits and bobs in here as time progresses, but I'm starting off fairly simply. And again, I think the benefit of that is it gets me on the road faster and on some adventures. So anyway, let's take a look and get started. Well, that was an absolute faff, I must say. Took a lot longer than I expected. I've done one side. As you can see here, cabled in on one side. So I've got that going down to I've got some little clips where I can tuck that out of the way. Because this went on a bit of a curve, it wasn't really sticking well. And I did make sure I degreased and dried all of this thoroughly, but pretty much it's gone in. You know, I may clean that up over as things go, but I mean, it's just to make a start and really get it, you know, tested out and seeing how it works. Probably have to play with that a bit, but yeah, I've got it plugged into the power bank there, and we've got a remote, and let's fire her up. There we are. Pretty good. You've got a number of options here: flash, strobe, fade, smooth, etc. You can sort of boost the brightness, dim it. There we go, it's kind of dimming down. There we are, dimming down. And you can boost it up, it's a bit brighter. And then various colours. Nice bit of blue. It's a sort of purple, lavender, various colours. That's quite a nice bright blue. One thing I'll say, and maybe it's something I don't know, but it's a shame there's no white. Green, sort of an orangey yellow. You know, I somehow envisaged that this would have a sort of white mode, and I know you can buy white LEDs. Maybe I should have. But anyway, this is pretty cool. I think once, you know, I've got two set up, I'm going to put one in on this side as well. Obviously when it's pitch black at night, that'll be pretty good. I think it's going to do well. And this cable I can always put an extension on and plumb it in under this line. And I think if I plumb the cable in, I can probably conceal them in these cup holders here. Just have like a little power bank on there. Cable will feed through, out and up. And the good thing is, if ever I want to, you know, remove these things, essentially, you know, I just need to peel them off and a bit of degreasing cleanser, and it's back to standard. So yeah, pretty happy. I think that gives a nice bit of light. It's good for camping, you know, and with one on the other side, I think it'll be pretty decent. What do you guys think? Give us a little like in the comments. You know, give us your views. Tell us what you've done or what you think, or what should I change. Like I said, it's the first time I'm really playing around with this, and the first little mod so far. Many more to come. So, hi guys, we're back in the E51. We're going to make a few more modifications. The light's fading fast, so I've tried to set up what I can in here. Hopefully you can see okay. Anyway, let's see how this mod turns out. Okay guys, so there's a couple of things we're going to be addressing here with the car. So probably not in this particular video, but one is this, we have this Pioneer Carrozzeria, I think it's pronounced. So this is I think a Japanese, basically a Japanese aftermarket screen. These E51s, this is a 2004 model, these E51s came usually with a factory fitted display, which actually sits in exactly the same position, functions in the same way as what you're seeing here, but essentially was just built in and factory formatted. With the panel there also is you know, sat nav, navigation, some other functions, diagnostics and such for the system. And also there is a rear screen parking camera, which is very important in a vehicle like this, especially if you look at the back. It's all steamy and pretty dark, and we've got heavily tinted windows in this model, and if you're like me, in the UK it's pretty dark and gloomy here most of the time anyway. So anyway, so that's one of the things we are going to address, not necessarily in this video, and we'll come back to that. Now for the first fix, you can see the gear stick, it's just spinning around. So this is how this came, unfortunately. Whether this is actually the original one or not, I'm not really sure here, but the thing about this is usually you have an Allen key, a couple of Allen key bolts, and it looks like those are inside here, and this is the screw stick basically. So, you know, I've already kind of had a look at this, so bear with me. It's a bit hard to do one-handed, but I'll show you. So if I take that piece off, if you look inside, there's a couple of bolts. As you can see, these are some small Allen key bolts here, and that essentially could be fitted and tightened on. And the stick feels quite nice in terms of the handle and the shape, but you know, it just looks really grotty. I mean, that might just be dirt that will clean off, or it could be where this kind of laminate, it looks like sort of artificial leather to me, and this fake wood is probably just worn off. So the quality is not great. There's also something kind of rattling inside. Not sure if that's supposed to actually do that. But yeah, I'm thinking about binning this. So let's take that away for a moment. I have got something else that's just arrived. So let's have a little see, have a little look, and show you what this is. Let's have a look. Pop this open. We've got something that looks far more interesting, and it's probably the same affair. We're just going to Allen key bolt that on effectively, but I thought this looked kind of cool, and in keeping with the Japanese theme, of course. And here we have some adapter parts, we've got some bolts and an Allen key. So let's have a play, let's see how this goes, and we'll see if it comes out or not. Okay, let's see how this works. I've tried to put the camera close to give you a shot of what's happening here. First, let's just strip some of this plastic off and get the handle out. And I mean, yeah, this is just some cheap thing from China, I guess, but you know, it looks kind of cool. The design looks nice, and it's a fun little thing. So, you know, I want to make the van fun and cool, and I do want to keep some of the Japanese themes going, as you know, I mean, as it is what it is. So that's the stick. It does feel like metal, you know, and that is pretty weighty, which is nice. So let's get started. I think the first thing we're going to do is take a look at what's in this little goodie kit. We've got a bunch of bolts and some rubber, kind of different thicknesses here. So first, let's see which one fits best. And I'm just going to get my, I've got a Stanley knife here. Let's get that out and make some incisions. Okay, so first things first, we're just going to trim off this rubber hose around the edge and find a good fit. It's a little bit loose. Let's try that one. Yeah. Actually, let's just, okay, it could be this one. Possibly that one. Hold on, I think one of our bolts, oops, was hiding inside, and we don't want that. Let's put him back in the bag. Right, that is a bit more of a tight, snug fit. I am guessing that's what we want. Let's just trim that rubber down. Let's see. Oh, that one's probably too tight. I'm thinking it's going to be this one. Just trim off that rubber piece and that rubber piece. We're just going to neaten that up. Right there, that's clean. Okay, we've got a good tight snug fit. That's feeling good. Right, let's see. Okay, he fits on pretty good. That feels nice. And let's get our bolts out, our little Allen key lock nuts, and we will have, I think, maybe we'll start threading them on a bit. So there's a couple of sets. Okay, one there. I think I know what happened. Probably someone's ripped this unit out to do some maintenance work, perhaps for the sat nav, which isn't working, or it's half working, and they couldn't be bothered to reattach the existing stick properly, and they just kind of left it there. Right. Okay, that's starting to bite a little bit. Let's just get that in a little bit more. Okay. And then we've got 2 more. And we've got 5. Okay. So there should be 2 inside. How cool is this? Should be a couple more. Just look what we've got, Johnny. It's like my one's easy. Let's get top ones first. Okay. Come on. To be honest, I might have some leave off on if I really want to. Right, and we've got one. Okay. Good. And I'm starting to find up. Okay, sign up. Okay, sign up. Cool. That's the other way. I mean, I know this thing's pretty cheesy, but like I said, it's all about having a bit of fun, right? A bit of a laugh. Okay, and we've also got these bolts. Oh, this one here. Let's see if I can get him in. Okay. Feels kind of tight up now. Right, it's not moving around, that's for sure. Alright, let's put the brake on. We're going to fire her up. Okie dokie, and oh man, yeah, that is smooth. That feels great. That really does. The little things in life, eh? The little things in life. Make sure. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I've just got the sat nav working. Pfft. The hell? How in the hell? Right, this should have a rear camera. Does that mean that the parking brake's still... Sorry guys, sorry, this is just crazy right now. Okay, is the parking brake off? Ah, seatbelt alarm. Neutral. Drive. Wow. Yeah, that's... like I said, this screen was not working at all. Let's go to S menu. Okay. I don't know what that is. I don't know what's going on. Sorry guys. This wasn't working and now it is, which is really kind of weird. Okay, these are all maps. I'm just trying to see if I can find a... Oh, it looks like they've burned a load of tunes into this system. Okay, so it's not plugged into the main system. Weird. Don't know what I've done here. Sorry guys. I know this is probably mind-numbingly boring. Well, anyway, sorry about that. Next thing is to figure out if I can still get the reverse camera working. I think this might just be a navigation unit, but there is a rear camera in there. So So anyway, that's one for me to figure out. Anyway, what strange turn of events. I've put the parking brake on. And anyway, yeah, the gear shifter is modded, that's done, and it looks really beautiful. I'm really liking that. We've got a couple of other things that we're going to do. I do have a wireless by Autovox rear camera kit. So basically you put your display mirror up top, it goes up on top here, and you can wire in a camera to the back rear brake, and it's got, you know, parking guides and everything else, which is fantastic. Probably won't be getting around to that today, but one thing I am going to do now, let me turn this down. The original dash here is in kilometers. Now there is a conversion that can be done on this. You can mod this Elgrand by pulling out this dash. It's not that difficult. I've seen the videos. You pull out the dash here and you basically pop the fascia out, and these two dials actually pop out. You can actually pull these two dials out and you replace them with a miles per hour fascia, and then it just all clips back in. You screw the thing back in. The whole thing probably takes about 30-40 minutes, not too difficult. So that's another option. However, I quite like the look of the display. I'm not sure if I want to mess around with it. I might do, but I have brought one of these heads up little units. It's got a built-in clock, it's got a compass and a load of other things. It is GPS. It uses its own GPS, so it's not plugged into an ODB or anything. However, you know, the reviews I've read, this little unit does look pretty cool. So probably going to get that set up and plug that in. We'll see. And I've got this other device, I may have shown you here, I may not have, which is basically, it's a multi 12 watt output. You can select which one's running. You can have multi running. You've got USB, USB 3, you've got Type C, so you can charge all your devices off this. Really nice bit of kit this, and these things will be plugging into those. So the GPS, mirror, we'll wire everything in under the trim along the dash, and it will all be stuck in here. So I'm just going to have to glue this up, tape it up and stick it on. Got some Gorilla tape and Gorilla glue, so I'll probably do this. 3M tape's absolutely crap, so I've got some Gorilla glue here, which this contact clear adhesive is amazing, and yeah, it might put some permanent marks here, hopefully not. Hopefully you can clean it up if you want to get rid of it, and Gorilla tape to tape it up while it's set. So probably going to get onto that next. Anyway, sorry for all the digression, folks. I hope you've enjoyed seeing this mod. I think this came out really beautiful. That actually looks really nice, the Samurai. And yeah, we're on our way, we're getting there bit by bit. Alright guys, thanks for tuning in. I hope you've enjoyed all the fun we've had here in the Nissan Elgrand as we do our little mods and conversions and get this into a little kind of stealth camper, a little bit of a fun thing to do. Alright guys, take care. Talk soon. Peace out.